Hello class 7th. This is your part 2 of the chapter The Chocolate Factory, and in my last video I have discussed all the characters and I told you what was the importance of those hidden golden tickets, and we have come to know that all the 4 children get eliminated one by one, and Charlie was the only one who was left, and he wins the prize, and the prize was the chocolate factory. Till here I have discussed in my last video. So here in this video we will discuss what all they saw in that chocolate factory. Alright, let's start our chapter. Please see this paragraph, that is the third paragraph, which is just next to this image. From here I am starting from this line. An important room this, cried Mr. Willy Wonka as he took a bunch of keys from his pocket and slipped one into the keyhole of the door. So what he said, who said? Willy Wonka. You can see here, it's written here, Willy Wonka said this. So Willy Wonka said that this is an important room. Alright, the one room he is pointing to, he said that it is an important room. And then he took out a bunch of keys. This bunch of keys shows us that he is the owner of the chocolate factory, as he has all the keys. He took out a bunch of keys, and from that he took one key and slipped it into that keyhole. And why he did that? To open the door. Alright, now we will read from here. Can you all see? From now I will read these lines. He continued, this is the nerve center of the whole factory, the heart of the whole business. I insist upon my rooms being beautiful. Let us go in then, but be careful, my dear children. Don't lose your heads and don't get overexcited. Be calm. So what is Willy Wonka saying here? That this room is the nerve center. Nerve center means from where everything is being controlled. Alright, like your brain does in your body. That is the heart of the whole business. That is the nerve center and the heart of the whole business. You know what does a heart do? It pumps your blood and do the filtration. So something like that will happen here also. You will read later. And he insisted, and he claims that this room is very beautiful. And he said now that let us go in and see what all is there in this room. Still he warns the children that, my dear children, be careful. He is warning them that be careful. Don't lose your heads and don't get overexcited. Be calm. You don't have to be overexcited. Of course we will if we have got a chance to go to a chocolate factory. That is obvious. But he is warning them to be calm. Alright, I hope this paragraph is clear. Now let's read the next paragraph that is given here. We will start reading from this line. As soon as Mr. Wonka opened the door, 5 children and others pushed their way in. And what an amazing sight greeted their eyes. Then, as soon as Mr. Wonka opened the door, these 5 children, you know the 5 children who got lucky golden ticket, alright, so they were starting pushing each other. Why they were pushing each other? So to go first. And as soon as they entered that room, they saw an amazing scene. That scene was so good and it greeted our eyes. It soothed our eyes. It was so good. The scene that they saw was so good. And what was the scene? Let's read that. See, I started reading from here. They were looking down upon a lovely valley with green meadows on either side, and along the bottom of it flowed a great brown river. What they saw, they were there and they can look down. There was a lovely valley, all right, and that valley was covered with green grassland. This green meadows, can you see this word, green meadows? This means green grassland on either side. That valley was filled with green grass, and the bottom of that valley, from there a great brown river flowed. You can see great brown river. And what do you think, what is that great brown river? Yes, you are right, that is chocolate, that is flowing like a river. Till here everything is clear? Now let's read from here. I'm reading from here. Can you all follow it? Okay. Halfway along the river was a big waterfall. So halfway along, what they saw, that there was a big waterfall. You all know what is a waterfall. A very steep cliff over which the water curled and rolled in a solid sheet. So there was big waterfall and there was a very steep cliff. Steep cliff means that pointed type of mountains. That okay, and there was a sheet of chocolate on it, like snow. You know, on mountains the snow are there, it is in the solid form, and when it melts the waterfall is there. So exactly same wise this brown color water, or you can say the chocolate, was flowing in that way only. All right, till here this thing is clear. Now I'm reading from here. Can you all see? Then it went down into a boiling, churning whirlpool full of froth and spray. After that water was coming down, then it went into a boiling, churning whirlpool. What does this boiling, churning whirlpool does? It just mixes all the chocolate together. All right, and that was full of froth. You know what is froth? Froth is that bubbles that is being made. You have seen it when you rinse with soap or surf and all, then you get some bubble sort of thing. That is actually our froth. So this water from that waterfall, it went down into a boiling, churning whirlpool, and that was full of froth and spray. Till here everything is clear? Now I'm reading from here, this line. The most astonishing sight was just below the waterfall, and the most amazing sight was just below the waterfall. And what was that amazing sight? Let's read about it. All right, now I'm reading from here, this line. About a dozen enormous glass pipes were dangling down into the river from somewhere high up in the ceiling and sucking up the brownish muddy water from the river. Can you all see this image, this one? So you can see that these are those glass pipes that are dangling from the ceiling. This is a ceiling, and you can see that it is glass pipe because we can see through it. So it is made up of glass, and this water is being sucked up. Sucked up means you people have drank cold drinks or juices with the help of straw. So you suck it, then only it comes to your mouth. So that is that sucking thing. So here he's saying that amazing sight is that they can see that enormous, a very big pipes were dangling down from this ceiling, this scene, and it was sucking up this muddy water. Actually, this muddy water is our chocolate, melted chocolate. So it is sucking these water from this fall, and it is sucking and it is going somewhere high up in the ceiling. All right, till here this thing is clear. Now I am reading from here. Nobody could guess where they were carrying it to, and nobody can guess that where these pipes are taking this water to. Nobody could guess. All right, now I am reading from here. Since the pipes were made of glass, you could see the liquid bubbling and flowing in the pipes. As I told you that these pipes were made up of what? Glass. You can see it is made up of glass. So you can see through it. You can see through this glass. And what we can see, that this liquid is being sucked up. All right. Above the noise, now I am reading from here, you can see this line. Above the noise of the gushing waterfall, the incessant sucking sound of the pipes could be clearly heard. So, above the noise of this waterfall, have you ever been to a waterfall? You can hear some noise that is there because of it is falling from some great height. So, above this noise, we can hear the bubbling sound or this sucking up sound. We can hear it clearly because there were so many pipes and they were enormous, they were very big, so we can hear all that noise. All right, till here this part is clear. So let's read the next paragraph from here. Graceful trees and bushes grew along the river bank. There were weeping willows and alders and tall clumps of rhododendrons with their lovely pink and red and mauve blossoms. In the meadows there were thousands of buttercups that grew. So here the beauty was very good. Like everywhere we can see bushes, flowers, meadows, all these things. And along this river bank, the river bank has water? No, the river bank has what? Chocolates. So along this chocolate river bank, there were weeping willows. Weeping willows, willows means a tree or shrub. And alders, alders is a widely distributed tree. And tall clumps of rhododendrons. Rhododendrons is a beautiful tree that has red color flowers with their lovely pink and red mauve blossoms. And there were lovely pink color, red colors and all these colors flowers that were blossoming there. And that meadows, there were thousands of buttercup that grew. Buttercup again is a kind of flower. So by this paragraph we come to know, this second paragraph, that this chocolate factory doesn't have just chocolates, but it also has different kinds of flowers, bushes, meadows that is everywhere there. All right, I hope this much is clear. Let's read this next paragraph from this line. Mr. Wonka suddenly began to dance up and down and pointed his gold-topped cane at the grey and brown river. Cane. Do you know what is a cane? You have seen this kind of stick. This kind of stick. You all have seen it. It is called a cane. All right. And you can see here, in this image, you can find these canes. Can you see here? So Mr. Wonka, he suddenly began to dance up and down like in excitement, and he pointed his golden topped cane. These canes have golden top, and he pointed toward them at the green brown river, and he said, "Look there." So he is pointing them and he's telling them to look at them. All right. Then I'm reading from here. Every drop of that river is hot melted chocolate of the very finest quality. Again, he claims that every drop of this river is of hot melted chocolate and they are of very finest quality. You can read here, they are of very finest quality. Then again what he said, I'm reading from here, from this line. There is enough chocolate in there to fill every bathtub in this entire country as well as all the swimming pools. Again, the next claim is that the chocolate that is there in his chocolate factory, that is enough to fill every bathtub and swimming pools in the entire country. Then see, I'm reading here. Don't you think this is terrific? The pipe sucks up the chocolate and carry it to the other rooms in the factory where it is needed. Then the pipes, that dangling pipes, they suck up the chocolate and carry it to the other parts of the factory where it is needed. All right, because that is the nerve center, so all work is done there. But from there they suck up the chocolate and it is then sent to different parts of the factory where it is needed. All right, now I'm reading this part. Thousands of gallons an hour is carried, my dear children. And what he said, that thousand of gallons is the amount that is being carried in 1 hour, he said to those children. So thousands of gallons of chocolate can be sucked up in an hour and can be transferred to different parts of the factory wherever it is needed. All right. Okay students, so I am doing this chapter till here and in the next part I will complete this chapter. Okay, till here I have just told you what have they seen in that room, that is the nerve center of the factory. All right, I hope everything is clear till here, and in the next video I will start from this line. All right, so bye, take care and read till this point.